Tony Stewart is a three-time NASCAR champion and one of the biggest names in American racing. Inspired by his father, a young Tony got into karting aged 8 and set out on his road to the top.
I was very fortunate to be raised in a family where my father was always passionate about racing, and that led us to a national championship in 1987. After go-karts, we went and moved into the UMRA, which is three-quarter midget racing. So it's cars that race on oval dirt tracks. It was a great stepping stone to learn how to drive a car with suspension and a lot more horsepower than what I was used to in go-karts. I think in my head, I thought this is probably as far as I'll ever get an opportunity to go. And you know, I was happy if that's all the further my racing career went.
Stewart continued to progress up the midget and sprint racing ranks, and in 1994, the then 23-year-old won his second championship. But it was after claiming the Triple Crown in all three USAC divisions a year later that his pro racing career really took off.
I got a really unique opportunity to both sign up my first contract in NASCAR to run in what's now their nationwide series and race in the IRL. So my career path went opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. Getting to drive a single-seat car with a rear engine and have all the downforce that those cars had, and to run tracks at 220 miles an hour was pretty cool.
In 1997, Stewart had his next major breakthrough, winning the Indy Racing League with Team Menard.
In '97, we really had a strong season in the IRL and won our first race, won the championship that year. And you know, it was really a neat moment, I think, for the IRL, the Indy Racing League, and why they started that division. And it was to give guys that had an open wheel background in midgets and sprint cars a better opportunity of going and racing Indy cars and racing at the Indy 500. So to have one of those guys and have somebody like myself win the championship was exactly what the IRL was all about.
2 years later, and Tony's commitment to NASCAR meant he had to make a tough decision. He left the IRL to concentrate on his Cup car career and entered the main NASCAR series.
It was kind of bittersweet. I mean, I was sad that I was leaving IndyCar racing and after we'd had such a good run over there, but was excited that I was getting a chance to just run one series and run in NASCAR's premium division. I had a great teammate with Bobby Labonte, so to be able to start the '99 season as a rookie in NASCAR and know that I had a really good veteran teammate alongside was a bit of a relief. So it was just a whole nother learning process, and on top of that, you're trying to learn while you're racing with some of the best that NASCAR's ever had.
And just 3 years after moving into the main series, Tony cemented his position as one of the best drivers on the grid.
In 2002, when we won the championship, definitely at the time was the biggest accomplishment I'd had in my career. I mean, to start in '99 and then all of a sudden in 2002 we're the champions in the series against the greats of the sport was definitely you know, the highlight of my career at that point.
3 years after his first NASCAR title, he won again in 2005, this time under the new points playoff system, becoming the only driver to achieve the feat. And last year, Stewart won the championship for a third time.
It was neat to win it under their old point system and under their new point system, and then now in 2011 winning the championship, we threw in another element of now winning it as a driver and an owner, and looking at the people that we have working for us and knowing that a lot of these guys, it was their first championship, that meant the world to me. So all three of them were special and important, but all in their own different ways.